Hello everybody, welcome to a new video, and today we're going to be doing another How to Play COD episode. It's episode 6, and we're going to be talking about variables today. And what I mean by variables is these are the things that change from game to game. So they're not COD general COD things like you can learn, like spawns and stuff. These are things that happen in like specific games that you play, like one game of Team Deathmatch. These are things you should be thinking about or looking out for. Now I'm just going to put a massive list of things that you should look out for in games on the screen now. Now I've got a list next to me, but I'll probably remember some later because there's so many. So there might be some extra ones on here that I might not talk about because I remember them like either when I'm playing or in the editing process. But yeah, what I've got written down so far, I've got the first one is spots. So these are the spots that people in the game predominantly go to, because that will change between game. Like you'll have some players who will like going up to top high ground, people who stay down like low ground, people who sit in corners, people who are a bit campy, people who are not so campy. So you've got to be looking out for the spots in the game that people primarily go to. Like you might have 3 players on the other team that keep going up to say the top barn on fringe. So you've got to pay attention to that and remember that most likely maybe you don't want to run through mid with your back turned to that barn because you know that there's probably going to be someone in there by balance of probability. Now, a really obvious one is the map. So is it a big map? Is it a small map? Is it a close range map? Is it an open map? Just something you've got to take into consideration, and you know what guns you're using, how you're playing, and things like that. Now you've also got to pay attention to how the enemy team is playing as well, like how their play style is. So are they rushy? Are they slow? Because if they're a very rushy enemy team, you might want to wait for them to come to you a bit more rather than going to them. If they're a bit slow, you might have to push them a bit more and things like that. Objective or OBJ for sure. Are the enemy playing objectively? Like, are they going to B a lot to try and capture it? Are they not? Are they a bit more conservative? If you have A and B and they have C, maybe the other enemy team might be trying to push B a lot, so you've got to maybe think to yourself, okay, maybe I should go B more to try and get some kills and try to stop them, you know, capturing it or whatever. You also got to pay attention to how the spawnings works, because the spawn works in different games. Like some games, you'll play like 75% of a game spawning on one side, so you've got to think, okay, so if I'm spawning on this side, they're going to be spawning on the other side for the majority of the game. One little small thing is bunching. What I mean by this is, are the enemy team like close together? Are they collective? Like, are they running around in like groups of 2 or 3, or are they running around on their own? Because you might want to try and avoid the big groups of people and, you know, stick to just like one enemy at a time, otherwise you might be getting a bit overwhelmed. So you also want to pay attention to the routes that the enemy team is running as well. So are they running around flanks? Are they going straight down the middle? You've got to pay attention to those routes, because usually people will, they'll generally run the same routes, especially on Black Ops 3 and Black Ops games. Treyarch make a lot of 3-lane maps. So at the end of the day, you usually only have about 2 choices or 3 choices of where you can run, so it's a lot easier than, you know, playing Infinite Warfare or, you know, Infinity War games. But yeah, you just want to pay attention to what routes the enemy team is predominantly running, because you might have one flanky player on the other team that keeps getting you, so you want to pay attention to that. And finally on my list, there might be some extras that I've remembered, but you've got specialists, score streaks and guns. Now these all sort of come together. So specialists, obviously, so if you've got 3 people on the other team using hives, you want to pay attention to that. You've got one enemy player using rejack. You know at some point when you see him on the map, when you go to kill him, you might end up rejacking or things like that. You might have someone with kinetic armor, so you might want to try and stay back from him. Score streaks, obviously, so if you know they might be an enemy team who's got a lot of UAVs or RAPs or whatever, so if you're someone who likes taking down air support and getting all that XP, you know, if it's an enemy team that keeps putting up air support, you might want to pick a class, you know, that's got the black cell on it or something. Then obviously guns, so there might be 4 people on the other team using sniper rifles, so you might want to stay away from big long lines of sight. You might want to keep in close quarters. Also, the opposite of that is you might have a lot of players with submachine guns, so you want to stay out of the close quarters, especially if you're someone like me who snipes, as I do not want to get in close range with someone with a VMP, because I'm just going to get shredded. Just going to jump into some real life examples now. I'll probably play like the first quarter of a few TDM games, just so you can see how I look at, you know, looking at these variables, how I learn what the variables are in that certain game, and, you know, what to look out for, and basically showing all these variables in action, you know. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm just in this game of Infection. I just saw on the loading screen, there's quite a variety of specialists on the other team, so that is probably going to be quite interesting. Right, let's see. I usually, at the start of a game, most of the time, on most maps, because I'm sniping, I usually run mid-map, and you just, you know, assess, see who's running mid, see who isn't running mid. Is anyone going up top? Right, this guy might be sniping. He might not be, though, because I didn't hear his sniper shot. Right, these two guys are pushing mid, so they're lunatics. Okay, so I've got another guy up top. Right, okay, that guy went on that super flank around the side there. So I know that guy's probably flanking quite a lot, so I'm going to have to pay attention to that. Okay, this guy might... I feel like this red dude, the guy who's... Okay, right, okay, they are spawning that side now. There's a couple of them. So we've got a few players on their team that are pushing mid quite a lot. Bit cluelessly. We've got a couple, 2 or 3 keep going up top. And a couple that keep going on that flank. What is this guy doing? He's playing so... Oh, okay, right, so they're in both buildings now. Shit, okay, right. That's going to make things a little more difficult. You are a scumbag. There you go, they've got to look out for players like that, people who sit prone at the top of stairs. So yeah, I know that guy's a campy player, so I'm probably going to be looking out for most corners and stairs and stuff now. Okay, right, they flipped again. Okay, I know there's 2 guys up top. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to back up a bit. Alright, okay, he got me. So he's got a pretty good sniper shot, so I'll bear that in mind. Oh my god, I was going off there. I was one off the Wraith. But yeah, I'll jump into another lobby so we can change up the variables a little bit. Okay, so I've just joined this game of Stronghold. It's just about to start. We've only got 4 enemies on the other team right now, so it probably won't be too mental off the bat. I'm going to do my usual thing of running straight to mid, just to do a little bit of assessing. Oh, a bit of lag there. Frame rate lag. Is anyone pushing mid at all? Alright, doesn't look like it. Okay, so I know they have a sniper on their team now. He's got a fairly good shot. He hit me in 1 shot. So I don't think he's too bad. He didn't miss it loads. So I've got to watch out for that guy. Now they've got a UAV up. Oh, he's using a VMP as well. Right, okay, this guy's the definition of a scumbag. So I've got to watch out for him. Right, I've got him. I really want to get up into that building. But I'm super scared because they could have all the time in the world to set up some corners. I'm going to be a scumbag now. Pick up this guy's HVK because fuck it. I wouldn't normally do this, but screw it, right? Okay, this guy's VMP is just melting me. So yeah, for close range, I mean, you cannot beat the VMP. It's just an absolute beast. But yeah, okay, so this looks like it's going to be a very building dominant game because everyone keeps running back and back to the building. Alright, there's a guy on my left as well. That seemed, for some reason, none of my teammates are trying to kill that. Oh my god. Trying to get the fuck out of there. Jesus Christ, I got... Oh. I don't want to take that shot too early because I know he'd probably just pick me off. There's going to be someone behind me. I know there's going to be someone behind me. Right, okay. Whip the active camo as I look at mid. Right, we're counter UAV'd now. So I've got no judgment of where people are going to be. This guy's just chucking nades in. Okay, oh, he's there. Get him. Did that guy die? Alright, this guy's going around the back. Just got my friend here. Okay, right, so I know those 2 guys are really super campy, so I've got to watch out for spots where they could sit up prone. He keeps going back to that same spot behind me, so he'll probably do that again. And they're still spawning there, so I wouldn't put it past him if he goes back there. Oh my god, if I got that guy. Right, so they look like they're going to be on this left side of the map. I just heard that they got an HEXD. I'm going to pop the invis, get that guy out. Get this. Is this guy dead? I think. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, right, there's 2 coming up top. So yeah, I can tell in this lobby, it's a very building dominant game. Like Stronghold, this does tend to happen quite a lot of the time on Stronghold. Like people just love the building, and it tends to happen on most maps where, you know, the building is a central point of focus. Yeah, get your VMP out of my face. Oh wow. Had the streak going there though. So yeah, with streaks like that, when you're trying to stick to one spot, you want to primarily, you know, be thinking where they're going to be spawning and what side of the building they're going to be running in most likely, what routes they've come in like, you know, previously, are they going to be together like bunching. So you've got to be thinking about all these variables in the game, like how these players, it's basically, it all sums up of how is the enemy team playing and how can I counteract what I most likely think they're going to do. That's all it is really. Okay, so I just joined this game in Micro a bit late. It's 4v4 right now. Right, there's a guy in that cup holder there. That's a first. I've never actually seen someone ever use that as a spot. But to be fair, it is pretty wise, not gonna lie. Now I know Micro, the spawns on Micro are super fucked up and super random. So I've got to be thinking about that. I think this guy might be on a bit of a flank. Yep, there he is. Come back here. Come back here. Come back here. Alright, mate. Now, there's a lot of guys that love going down this flank here, on this right flank. It doesn't really happen too much on Micro, because people usually just run mid, because that's where you get most of the kills. But yeah, I've got a few people that love to flank. This guy, man, I cannot kill this guy. He's an absolute nightmare. I've got to keep watching out for that. Got to keep watching out for that right flank because I know they keep going down there. So I'm probably going to stick to this side of the map more so than the other side because I really don't want to get flanked. Oh shit! Right, this guy's using the XR2 now, so I've got to watch out for that instead of a nail gun, which is just as equally as bad, especially since they buffed the XR2. That thing's a fucking beast now. Alright, okay, like, nice little collat there. They should be spawning back here, so I'll give myself a nice little camp. Well, not really a camp, but oh fucking hell, why did I push that? See, that was stupid, so I probably should have thought to myself, the guy is probably going to run around this corner at any second and probably expecting me to be there. So I should probably not push that, especially as he just had an XR2. So you've got to be thinking of things like that. That was a really bad play by me, though. I should have thought he's probably going to run around that corner at any second with an XR2. There's 8 seconds left in this game. Let's see if we can get ourselves a GWK. Come on, let me have GW. Yes, I. But yeah, guys, I think that's probably enough examples. If you have any questions about any of this or any in-game variables that you think of, put them in the comments and stuff. I'll be sure to reply if you've got any questions. But yeah, essentially, it's just you've got to be thinking about all those things that I listed up earlier. There might be some extra ones that I missed out. But yeah, you've just got to be thinking about that in the game. You've got to be thinking, where are they spawning, what spots they going to, and then just remember and then think to yourself, right, it's all about balance of probability with these things. It's the same with spawns, it's the same with routes. You're just trying to give yourself the best advantage over the enemy. That's essentially what it is. And trying to give yourself the best chances of achieving whatever you want to achieve. So if you want to get wraps, you want to be thinking of these in-game variables. You want to be thinking of the spawns, the routes, everything. It all compiles in together, and then it makes up your playstyle pretty much. That makes up everything. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for variables in this episode. I'm not sure what episode to do next. So if you've got any ideas, please leave them down in the comments, and I'll be sure to reply, and I might end up doing it. So yeah, that's going to be it for the video, guys. Leave a like, sub if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.